3, 2, live.
You're now watching two old farts making noises.
That is a cool. I gotta say,
Cheers.
cheers. I have to say
Cheers.
that opening reminds me of like a 1960s talk show. So you know, with
it's
the
good.
strobe
Yeah.
lights and everything. Yeah.
I think when Rizzo originally wanted it, because he's the guy who conceived the show, along with your good self, Stephen. But he wanted, I think, a 1970s/1980s cop music.
All right.
So,
Well, that does it.
Ah,
Yeah. Like that's
So
Star
like a
Season.
cop,
but
like
Stephen, I have a question for you because
Sure.
you're a doctor. In the intro, it says 18 plus.
not my doctor.
Eh,
Yeah.
Gynecologist.
18 plus. 18 plus what?
18. So what that means is you get two 18-year-olds.
I know what it means, but 18 plus, it should be something because it's not. You're a doctor in economics, yeah.
Finance and economics. Yes.
Yeah. So 18 plus.
That's useful if you got a pain in your butt, isn't it? But there you go. Oh yeah, of course you give people pains in their butts because you're a doctor of economics.
Ay. Steve, you only
Well,
put up
I'll
with this
get
an
in
hour
early.
a week. I get this 5
Get
days a
get
week
in
for many
early.
hours.
Get in early. Get in early. Get in early.
Ay. Now I know why tigers eat their young. Anyway, we thought today, for fun, we would start and talk about Poland because Poland is an up and coming country. I guess they're finally out of the 40s. They're having an economic resurgence, but they're
Boom.
also having several different parties that are, I guess, what they have: the Communist Party, a piss party, and I can't remember all the others, but they've got some anti-Semitic parties, some non-anti-Semitic parties. They're all over the place, it seems. So we were talking about this before the show.
They're party animals. That's what it is.
Oh, there you go. So, Mort, you want to tell us that you were telling us the history of Poland. You want to start with that and let everybody?
Yeah. Well. I just read. There's been several interventions. The Russians on one side and the Germans on the other side. They've been fighting over these poor. Oh, they're gonna shoot me now. My friends. I have a lot of Polish friends, but
can I just add, Morton? Can I just add that interventions is a very polite Norwegian way of saying invasion?
Yes.
No, I think it's intervention.
Hello,
because
guys.
Hello, and Adam may help me because an intervention is when they exchange people from one place to another. It's done a lot in many countries, but especially in when we have had the Soviet Union. They changed people who were smart with people who were less smart. They took groups and groups, and they wanted the smart people in the main city of Moscow, and they wanted because they only wanted smart people in Moscow.
Okay. He's saying they took people from. We're talking about Poland, so we're talking about Poland's had a rough history because they've taken people when the occupation was happening in the 40s, when Russia or the USSR back then was in charge. They were taking the smartest scientists, doctors, and whatnot, moving them over to Moscow, and just leaving everybody else. So,
well, the Russians did something else in Katyn. They took the intelligentsia, as we say, intelligent people like higher ranked army, generals and stuff like poets, also writers, and everybody. And they killed them, 20,000 people in
Because they had
Katyn.
thought. Because they had independent thought.
Ah,
They killed them. They
Yeah.
killed
No, because they
the
had
most
thought.
important
Right,
people.
because they didn't want them to make people think.
No, because they wanted to control them. And
Right,
you
but
can
that's what I'm saying. So you control people by not letting them think, right?
you can't control people who are dead.
Yeah, but the left one are they killed the elite.
Right.
Yeah.
If you kill the elite, then you the normal people, the everyday people, they don't have leaders. They don't have where to turn to. That was the plan. It's stupid because I don't know how did it work, because now Poland is much better than Russia.
Yeah.
In every
Well,
way.
that's
But there was this Tsar. I don't remember. I don't recall the year, but they wanted to have a summer place. They had Sopot in your country. They had places all over. The big guys in Moscow when they're going to holiday, and then they found in Ukraine what they did in. Oh, help me with the city in Ukraine.
Kiev.
It's famous.
Kiev.
No, it's no.
Lviv, Lvov,
Harbor.
Harbor,
Harbor
Odessa,
city.
Odessa.
Odessa. And this is told to me by professor in Romania that what they did was an experiment, and they did a lot of experiment in USSR or even further back. They wanted, when they were in that holiday town of Odessa, they only wanted to have nice, cute, intelligent people. So they killed or sent them to north in Russia or east, and they only found beautiful people, and they had to move to Odessa. I've also read about this, and in Odessa you can see the most even today the most beautiful looking girls. Maybe we're most interested in girls and boys. Because when the guys were there to have a party and be there for a fortnight, they wanted to be surrounded by servants and people who looked nice. What a thing!
But Ukraine has beautiful girls all over Ukraine, because I've been to the
I
Ukraine.
know.
I've been to Odessa. I've been all, and all their women are gorgeous.
All the Slavic girls are very beautiful.
Yeah, they are. They come
Yeah,
from
yeah,
that.
you're
They
right.
come from
You're
the
right.
They come from the lizard people. No, but no, all the Slavic girls are just they're tall, they're pretty, they just have a way about them, So yeah, so they're all pretty. So whatever experiment they tried worked well. So,
Well, I think it's evolutionary experiment.
yes, there you go. I'm very happy with that experiment.
Biology.
It worked well. It's not like the women in
Can I-
Russia, and in the 60s and 70s, the women in Russia all look like female weightlifters, and somehow
Yeah.
Well, they're
now
also
all the
beautiful.
women in
I think they're
and
beautiful.
well now
everywhere.
though all the women in Russia are gorgeous. So all of a sudden, whatever experiment they were doing in putting in the water in the 80s and 90s has come to fruition. So it's worked well.
Talking about
Adam,
Yes.
how often are you back in you're original from Poland, yeah?
Yeah, I was born there. Yes,
Oh,
my mother
you
was
were born
Polish.
there, yeah. Yeah, so you didn't live there long, or
I lived there 10 years. I remember things because I
okay.
went to school for 3 years, and then when we left in '82, it was the worst period there. There was martial law, because
Yeah.
because in Gdańsk, you remember Wałęsa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been talking to him. Yeah.
Exactly. They gave him a Nobel because they didn't want him to be killed. And the church was also supporting, the uprise there in the shipyard where you built
Yeah, that's where
Shipyards, yeah.
shipyard
Wenska
there
was.
in
Yeah, it was
Gdańsk.
a shipyard
Yes,
guy.
yes.
He
And
was
trade union member.
at that time in 81, the Russians were about to move in to Poland, like they did in Prague, like they did in 56 in Budapest,
Yep.
and 68 in Prague. But Jaruzelski, it was the main, leader at the moment, said no, well, I will deal with it. So he declared martial law, and I remember some things. It was poverty. I mean, we have almost nothing to eat. There was no meat. We had some coupons in the. Okay, everybody had work, but you got money and you couldn't do anything with the money. You couldn't buy anything. There was nothing in the stores. And I remember an incident that there was a rumor that there's going to their next day in the morning they're going to bring meat to the local store. So all night, I think it was April or something like that. And Poland is a cold country generally. There were like 100 people waiting in a queue all night with coupons. You have to have also coupon. The coupon was it means that each member of the family would have like a limited weight of meat per person. It was like this. And so I remember we were changing, shifts with my mother, with my father, and in the morning they said the meat will not come. So so we left at 10 o'clock. Everybody at home, nobody outside. No more people talking more than 3. The police was not called police; it was called military police. It was policja is in Polish police. It was milicja. That means military police.
Yeah.
And we left one. Yes, kurwa is actually in all Slavic languages, but it comes from the Latin, which means curve. So it's a girl.
Oh, it does.
Yes, it's curve.
Oh, okay.
It's curve. It sounds like kurva is the I don't know. Can we say those words?
You can say whatever you want. It's YouTube.
It's slut. It's beach.
Yeah, I know.
That's really.
Bitch,
you should hear some of the shows that we talked. Yeah, that's nothing. That's G-rated on our show. You're good.
Okay.
So.
No, I just don't want us, the YouTube to be.
No. We've said worse on many shows, so we're good.
Okay.
So.
I've been brain drained. I've been catching a lot of people from Poland for work in Norway. So
yeah. I have friends in Norway that live in Norway.
Yeah,
good friends.
But it was a good experience, though. We see that on the economics today, because all the people from Poland who was abroad, I'm not saying that Poland was development country, but they were hanging a bit after, like a bit of the other countries in the East. But they learned so much when they were in other countries, and now they're gone home, most of them.
Yes, they're coming back. And after the election, I told you about the elections, that there was a change of government, and pro-European is now. And now złoty is the domestic currency, the money, Polish złoty, which means golden, is going up against euro and dollar, etc., etc. Poland is going quite well economically. Those people are very hardworking guys. That's why wherever they went, they had a good life. I remember also because I came to Greece in 82. In 82, when I came to Greece, there were no foreigners. There were only Greeks. So they were looking at me like I'm an alien. They say, "Oh, you are a communist?" I say, "Oh, my father was." And there was a problem. There was a civil war in Greece in 46 to 49. Because Greece at that moment, they wanted, the Russians wanted Greece also to be at the communist side with them, because it's geostrategically is a very important place, Greece. And so there was a civil war. My father took part with the communists. He was a communist, and they lost. So he had to go away. So that's why I was born in Poland. So he told me at that moment, because when they were living through Albania, and they took him to a Romanian ship, and they didn't know where they are going. And 3 weeks they were in the ship. They thought that they were going to the Soviet Union, and 3 weeks they stopped in Poland and they left them there.
And you lived in three city, Gdynia, Gdansk.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the main port.
There are other people here as well.
No, you guys keep going. Honestly, I find history fascinating, and you guys lived it, so I think it's cool.
Morten, those are not people; they are AI.
We're AI. Yeah, we don't really exist. I'm not even here.
AI. Look, David,
I'm having a scotch and cigar outside. I just have my AI avatar here sitting here. It works out much better.
Stephen is in Dubai still.
I mean, I'm in Dubai on the beach right now. It's very exciting for me.
Oh, I was on the beach today. I swam.
I know. We see pictures on Instagram. So.
Yeah, it's very hot. It's very, very warm. It's anomalia.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, here today was 10 Celsius here.
10 only.
Yeah.
That's anomalia also for Texas.
Yeah, that's
about the same here. 10 in Holland, and again it rained again today because we haven't had enough.
10 in Holland is like hot.
I was gonna say that's like we're going to the pool.
And
so for the people, more. What's yours?
Norway?
What are you?
You're in Bergen.
Bergen is 2.
Ooh.
You're in Bergen.
For everybody that's outside, of Europe and the rest of the world. So people in the United States, so you're clear, 2 is 34 degrees Fahrenheit and 10 is 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It's for the people that don't understand Celsius. We have to do the math for them. So, how it goes. And by the way, a fortnight.
With the feet,
I know they're clueless. And a fortnight.
We have lesson. We have lesson in a fortnight.
Yeah, we had that a couple weeks ago. Yeah, fortnight is 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We had to explain that to the fans because everyone's like,
but next in the fortnight we have a lesson for Celsius and Fahrenheit, but nobody will show up because they don't know.
They don't know meters. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
They don't know what a fortnight is, meters, kilometers, the list goes on. When I used to travel with guys and I'd be like, oh, look, it's 17 Celsius. And they'd be like, uh-huh. I'm like, yeah, really? You got to do the math for you? So I'd literally do the math and go Fahrenheit. And they'd be like, oh, like it's embarrassing. So Dubai was crazy. Dubai was like 35, 40 every day Celsius. It was crazy. When we were there last month, it got to 38 Celsius. Yeah.
I've been absolutely fascinated by all the history, but I think we need to talk about something serious now, right?
This
is always serious.
Yeah, this is a serious show, guys. Come on. So look, I found this thing today, right? So this is a lady. This is a lady. She's on OnlyFans. I did. She's 21 years old, right?
Okay.
She lives in Manchester. And she's already a millionaire from all the money she's made on OnlyFans.
Okay.
And she's so scared of all people sort of trolling her and stalking her and doing all sorts of stuff that she
we're about to do.
On her own. Yeah. So she put that on her OnlyFans page, and then somebody, and I think it could well have been you, Stephen. Somebody has now decided to pay her to pay £3,000 a month.
Yeah.
so she has a live-in bodyguard because she's so beautiful at
Oh,
21.
that's kind.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'd just like to say on behalf of the nation, thank you, Stephen.
You're welcome.
and-
What is her
and
name?
Her name.
John.
let's
Peace
look
on
her-
earth.
Her name is her name. Her name is Bella Olivia.
Bella
Olivia.
Oliver.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
21 years old.
Yeah.
And she's already a millionaire.
But you're looking at her now.
Are you looking at her
this
now?
morning. I was this morning.
I'm looking at
But
her
the thing
on
of-
Instagram.
Adam's looking at her right now. What are you kidding? So
I don't-
Bella
Yeah,
Oliver.
yeah.
Bella Oliver or
Oliver.
Olivia?
Because the thing is, right? She says she gets lots of pervy messages anyway.
Yeah.
But this
She's on
very nice
OnlyFans.
guy,
What do you think?
very nice guy, who was probably called Stephen, who lives in Austin, is paying us £3,000 a month for her living bodyguard, and that means that he in particular gets some exclusive content from her. So
First
21
of
years
all-
old.
Like her?
She's-
Or,
Well, no, yeah, probably he gets the I have a joke, but I'll say it later. Anyway, so this girl named Bella Oliver in Manchester has an OnlyFans page where basically she does soft porn. Let's just be blunt, and that's how she's making money by showing herself.
I don't. Maybe her mother doesn't think that's what she's doing, but I don't know.
So your daughter is basically a nuclear physicist, and she's designing a rocket to go to Pluto. That's what your daughter does.
Yeah.
Now, first of all,
blogger.
a blogger. If you're on OnlyFans and you have people that are sending you dirty things and stalking you, that's on you. And second, if you're on OnlyFans, it would seem to me that you don't tell everybody where you live. I'm just saying. You know
Well,
what I mean?
she can't go. She couldn't go to the gym. She couldn't walk down the street
Oh,
because
I'm so
because
sad
she
for
is
her.
so beautiful. She's so
How
beautiful.
Do we have a picture of this chick? I want to see how beautiful she is.
Yeah,
I just
come
put it
on.
in. I put it in the chat here. So
Oh, you didn't put it up for the audience to see?
well,
There's no picture.
Come on.
There's no picture. There's no picture, David. You're gonna have to send. So let's the audience see your
I-
picture.
I
Yeah,
can't
come
see.
on.
This is for you guys to have a look at. That's why I found it this morning.
It's the article. Okay.
It's the article, and then you can see her, and then you can see.
I can't because I can't flip out while we're on the show. So you'll have to put it into the WhatsApp
okay.
group so we can look at her.
well,
If you
All
want.
right. Well,
I don't think
let's
she's
do
that beautiful.
All right. If Adam doesn't
Well-
think she's a cute chick, then she's a dog. Who cares?
Well,
Let people.
okay.
She doesn't deserve a bodyguard.
But
It's that simple.
Well, she's a
there is-
millionaire. You said she can have her
Yeah,
own.
why can't she afford her own bodyguard? Yeah, why is a guy from Austin, Texas have to
Because
get her
if
a
you
bodyguard?
complain and you are already famous, beautiful, etc., etc.,
Yeah,
you can earn
yeah,
more.
because she.
And when you earn
because
more,
she's
then
so
you want
beautiful.
even more, and then even more,
Yeah.
and even more. And there's no end, and then you die. You know.
Yeah.
You die wanting
I
more.
don't think I agree with Adam. I don't think she's that pretty. I'm sorry.
No, she's not. She's like too fake.
She's
a
just
little.
any blonde bimbo you
Well,
would see in
Yeah, but
California or any other
fakeness
place.
is the currency of today.
And those aren't her boobs, by the way. And I
Well,
see
you
her
don't
penis.
know. I mean,
So
maybe somebody's paid for it already. So, but I just thought that it was when I read the headline this morning. I'm so hot, I need a 24-hour bodyguard to protect me to scare off creepy stalkers.
I think I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
Obviously that's clickbait, and it made more hits today than any other troubles in the Middle East, it would seem. And
But why don't we invite her to the show?
Well, we just said she's ugly, so I don't think she's going to show up. But we can.
No, come on, with a thing like that before her eyes.
diving bell.
Yeah, but the rest will be showed naked.
Yeah, you just told her to put a bag over her head.
Only on
and
the eyes.
That's all we care about. Oh my God! Yeah, first of all, if you're making $1 million a year and you can't afford 3,000, if you make £1 million a year and you can't afford 3,000 pounds, that's bull. Fuck the gift. That's bullshit. Come on, that's ridiculous.
One of her fans is paying for her because he's
That's the
concerned about it.
stupidest thing I have ever heard
Holy
in
I think
my
she
life.
wants to fuck her. Sorry to say.
Yeah, I agree with that. He just wants
But
to go.
he's a millionaire, so he's trying, to be good or
Yeah,
something.
that's
like that,
bullshit.
because she's already rich.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no.
But
I'm-
he did. he did wrong. He fucked himself.
Yeah.
Why didn't he give the money to
me.
To us. Yeah, give it to us. We can be bodyguards.
or to
Well,
someone in
So-
Middlesbrough.
So, can we
To
ascertain
be honest,
then,
I can be the,
Stephen, that
the
that it's-
bodyguard. If they take 3,000, it's okay for me.
Yeah, you have to.
An
You have
online
to
Art-
mention
marketplace,
that.
she had no choice but to hire a $36,000 a year military-trained bodyguard in order to keep herself safe as she fears stalkers in an uncomfortable situation. Two things. Number one, that is really cheap for a bodyguard. Number two, if I was a girl, I'd want a female bodyguard, not a male, because you want to be low. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. But this is specifically to draw attention. And congratulations,
Hey,
you made it to
Steven,
our show.
this is just a,
I just thought it was
clickbait
because it's such,
news. It's a
Yeah.
clickbait news
Well,
because most of the people of this
agree.
planet, absurd to say, since we can swear, they're fucked up in the head. I'm
Yes,
sorry
I
to
agree.
say, we are living
okay.
in a planet of idiots.
Yeah.
And
are you
I don't
referring,
think
Adam?
myself I'm some kind of special
Adam,
genius or something.
are you referring that I'm fucked up in my head because I found this interesting? I thought you guys might. This is a piece of serious news.
You are
serious news, mate.
No. You are a presenter. You are offering for us at
Oh, well,
theme.
all right.
So
you're
we
okay,
can,
David.
we can comment.
Right, yeah.
So we are
You're
commenting.
okay. Yeah, you're okay, David. Please. So anyway,
Of course you're okay.
David says David's on the road again. That's the song I'm thinking every time I see you.
Yeah,
David's
there's a lot of
on
people.
the road again.
There's people who pay a lot of money to have me run over. I can tell you that. But that's
we're taking we're going to take a collection after the show. But anyway, we will. I'm not even going to post the link. So if you're that bored, you have nothing to do with your life, you can look for the article in the Mirror, and her name is Belle Olivia. She's 21. Apparently, she has a huge fan base.
And she
gets recognized wherever she goes. In Manchester, she has a huge fan base apparently in Manchester because that's where she gets
so hot.
She's so hot. Yes, but we will put that story up there.
But it's very cold. It's cold in UK.
I know, and you can see if you look on the photographs that on the news.
He needs to buy some clothes.
I guarantee you that is not Manchester. So
no kidding. You mean the one with the sailboat and the palm trees? That looks like Dubai or Florida or California or the coast of France. Yeah, that's not Manchester.
Yeah, or Austin, Texas.
No, we don't have that in Austin. No. Just because there's a sign behind it that says Austin, Texas, we don't have that here. No, I don't even know who she is.
It's denial.
It's denial. Yes, there's a river in Egypt. So,
but imagine continuing a little this conversation about this. Imagine a guy who's a millionaire with 3,000 euro, dollars, whatever it is. Yeah. He can go and fuck. Very beautiful women every day. It's not a problem. What our mind is doing. He wants.
The thing is,
to
Adam,
be in the news.
You missed the point. You missed the point, Adam. You missed the point because the 3,000. If he was going to fuck her, he couldn't claim it back on tax. But now he spends 3,000.
Claim it on tax. That's right.
And claims it back.
Oh, that's clever.
It's an expense.
It's a business expense.
I don't think they have problem. If you pay a girl somewhere, I don't know where for a bodyguard when she's already a millionaire, I don't think you have a problem with tax.
No, but the millionaire guy that's doing it, he's writing it off as a business expense because now he has a sugar baby.
Yeah,
has a sugar baby. And I'm thinking,
he can. It's about something. It's about narrative. It's about narrative in the mind. It's this. We are still monkeys, undeveloped.
What kind of bodyguard do you get for that lose your money?
I don't think you get. You probably get
3,000 a month.
Yeah, it's not a lot of money for a bodyguard.
Well, in Greece you can find for cheaper.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, 3,000 a month. He's probably been working outside of a supermarket, and now he thinks, "Hello, I'm moving up."
I don't know in your country how, but here in Greece, for example, the lowest wage it's 670 euros
a month or a week.
No, a month here, a month. And the rents have gone very high. The supermarket is very high.
That's because he doesn't have to pay.
He doesn't have to pay rent, does he? Because he's got this living job. He's getting €3,000 a month, or £3,000, which is probably about €3,500, and he gets a free room, and he gets to walk around with her all day.
Maybe the girl too.
So the giver himself is the actual bodyguard.
No.
Maybe she will show up. Yeah,
a fan felt bad for her, so the fan is paying $3,000 or £3,000 a month for her to have a bodyguard.
You know something? It might be also fake news, all this, right?
Really?
Which is probably.
Yeah. Adam, I read it in the newspaper. It's on the internet. You're not telling me that it's fake.
Oh yeah, pretty much. You know what? Maybe Olivia, one of Olivia's fans, I'm sure, watches our show. Maybe he will say to Olivia, "You should go on No Snobs or Knobs and tell these guys what idiots they are, and tell them why you need a bodyguard." And Olivia, we will welcome you. Unfortunately, we'll probably make fun of you, and you can make fun of us, but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And you can tell us why you need a bodyguard and what uncomfortable situations that you're put in where you think you need a bodyguard. My question, though, to her would be, one, is it a male or female? Because if I was her, I'd want a female bodyguard, because then it looks like when I'm with my girlfriend, not girlfriend, but a girlfriend. And if somebody would come over and try to do something, my bodyguard then could kick their ass. A big guy, the problem with that is, and I remember reading an article about, there's a guy in Korea and all his bodyguards are female. And the interviewer said, "Why are your bodyguards female?" And he said, "Because no one expects them to be bodyguards. They think they're assistants or my wife or a mistress or whatever." He said, "So when we're out,
you don't expect from a woman to be strong."
Right. Well, it's not even that. They're all like whatever degree in Taekwondo or black belts, and they all proficient in weapons. And I was fascinated when the interview, and it was like, if anything, he has like 5 or 6 of them, and it's like, boom. Like I would take them over, and I've seen like male bodyguards as well, but I would take them over a male bodyguard any day, because they literally look like, oh, I'm out with my friend. Like, it's no big deal. Yeah. And he says, and he wanted to make sure if anybody was going to come after him or his family, that they just figured, oh, these girls hang out, they're not bodyguards. He said, the reason I didn't want to get big guys is, he said, because then big guys, people bring big guns or big knives or big whatever. With girls, they're like, oh, we can slap them around, and technically you can't. So I thought that was an interesting thing. So hopefully Olivia is smart enough to have a female bodyguard, not a guy who's like 6'6" and looks like Arnold.
When I lived in The Hague, there was a very famous nightclub which is now closed, and they had, all the other nightclubs had bouncers on the doors, big burly guys.
Right.
And this one particular club always had this tiny little lady. She was about, 155, 160, something like that. And she was the bouncer on the door.
Wow.
But normally they'd have a big bouncer on the door, and then have a lady on the garderobe just inside. Somebody to take your coat, and drop the microphone over.
Do we have to get you somebody to hold your microphone for $3,000 a month?
I think they do.
Okay.
I think have to make an account on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So what was fascinating about that was that everybody, but she had a black belt and virtually everything, and she was the calmest person on the door. They never had any trouble. But on the odd occasions where it looked like it was going to kick off, then all of a sudden she sort of just stick her head in the door and call the guy from the garderobe. And of course he'd come and he'd be built like a brick toilet. So just to back her up. But they felt that was, again, a much better way to present their business, was to have a lady on the door. And, you're always going to get people. The thing about bouncers is, of course, if somebody's had a few beers or they've had a little bit of too much of the old Peruvian marching powder, that they just want to have a pop at anybody. So,
what would you want to say?
I'm just saying, I don't know if you had bodyguards. I had, and particularly the first time I was in Romania, I was in Constanța. The people who's been in Constanța know it's a bit schmecker as we say in Eastern Germany. Yeah, not Germany. But the thing is, I rented these two guys who were following me and the
That
other
sounds
guy
wrong
I
on
had
many levels.
with me. No, yeah, but they were guiding us. They were around us, you know.
Right.
And when I was there and we had trouble really, and they had big guns and stuff like that. But when we were finished with our work down there, because there was some rubbish with okay, it's a long story, but then the manager said, okay, you had 3 gods. No, 2 gods. No, the most important god you had was the god that saw you, but you didn't know him.
Yeah.
You didn't know him. You never saw him. He was the one when you were at bars, and I don't want to talk about it any more, but you know, he was the one saving, and I never heard about that. It was
you had a bodyguard that you didn't know about. That's what
I
you're
didn't
saying.
know about it at all, but he was the
Undercover
one.
bodyguard.
Yeah, undercover also for me.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a story. When
Who
we went
rented
to
it?
Russia,
Who rented him?
did you rent him or was your client? You rented him.
But you
My
didn't know his
clients.
face.
His client.
No,
So
never saw him before. I saw him after, and then I remembered him because he was everywhere around. I couldn't really tell, but you know, the brain has this ability to remember people. So I remembered him when I met him.
We did a deal in Russia with a lack of a better term, oligarch. So we had to go from Russia to the Ukraine to Georgia many times, and we were walking in Tbilisi. And I remember I was walking with one of my partners, and we were talking about something, and we got ahead of the group. Now we knew all the bodyguards, right? Because we had been there for a while, so we knew who they were and who our drivers. And all of a sudden, we both get a hand on our shoulders, and we turn around, and this is a guy to your story we've never seen, and he said, "Gentlemen, you're a little too far ahead of the group." And I was like, "Okay." So he's like, "Wait a few." So as the group caught up, he let go and he says, "Continue." And from that point on, then we would notice him. But we were there a few weeks before we even noticed him. That was the only time we know. And he was been there since we got off the airplane. And I was like, wow. So yes. So to that story, yes, I think that our client had many bodyguards. There were the 5 or 6, 7 that we were constantly with that drove us, that did this. But then I think there were 5 or 6, 7 that we never saw that were, at our hotel when we were walking in the streets and whatnot. So yeah. So and I kept saying to myself, it doesn't seem that dangerous. And our client was like, yeah, you just never know. I was like, okay. So I mean, it was interesting. So yeah. So with bodyguards, I see the point.
I have an idea. Why don't I will take that job as a invisible bodyguard for this Olivia Newton-John over in UK. She will never see me, and I will never see her, but I got the money.
You can work from Norway.
You can work from Norway as your bodyguard. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I can be a digital bodyguard.
There you go. I like that.
Take care of her digitally.
I like it.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, Adam,
I can do it for less than 3,000.
Adam, you're a world famous artist. You should have a bodyguard.
That's right.
Have one.
I am a bodyguard of I need a mind guard. I don't need a bodyguard.
Mind guard.
But you know something? If it is real, there might be also another reason for her wanting a bodyguard, because it's her. When you have a bodyguard, you're an important person. A VIP. So everybody wants to be also VIP. When you have money, you need something else, and you need to be VIP. When you have those, you need something else. You need to be like famous artists. So they rent artists, and they are doing stuff for them, and they're selling it as it's their own.
Right.
That's the problem with people.
Adam, I had a bodyguard two bodyguards also. We were a group. We were a company down
Yeah, but you were a politician, right? So you.
no. I was
Ah.
a businessman down in Gdansk, and I never saw. I have picture of them. They had so many. You can see them from 2 miles distance because they had marks here and there and there. They had a cap with almost LED lights, and
And they
it
wanted to
was
catch attention
horrible.
that they are bodyguards.
Bodyguard, right?
So
Yeah.
sometimes this is a different approach.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there was an
Yeah.
article in the FT probably 6 months or a year ago, and it talked about what bodyguards cost. They said there's certain people that they're the people who really need bodyguards, and they don't want anybody to know they have them, which is like whether you get a male or female, but you'll never know that they have bodyguards. And then they said you get the celebrities who want everybody to know they have bodyguards. So they've got 15
Yeah.
people and blah, 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 blah. And they said then there's a family that may have money that wants a bodyguard, but they're very low key. And you have the family that's the bodyguard where everybody has to know. So there's a very interesting article about how different bodyguards go, but the pricing on a bodyguard globally like starts at about 100 grand. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's why when you said 36,000 pounds, that's nowhere
Yeah,
near
well,
100,000. And it was, and they were talking about 100,000, whether it's US or 100,000 pounds. And they're talking about
Yeah.
well trained, da 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 da. And then you get, you can get one, you can get two, you can get three. And it was like some people spend $500,000 a month on their bodyguard. So it was very interesting when they were talking about like they were going to like with Zuckerberg's bodyguards, who they are, like Bezos, all these guys, and like they have them. Some of them you'll never see, and others you constantly see. So, and they talked about like the
well,
Kardashians that they have, and so it was a very interesting
just
article.
just before we wind up today, there was another story, a true story about a woman. She's going to need a bodyguard now because her husband paid for her to have a luxury 5 days in a 5-star hotel in London. And she ordered a cocktail. And then she got the bill for the cocktail, and the cocktail was £19,800.
What kind of cocktail is this?
For one cocktail.
Because she looked at it on the price list, and the people have complained about this. They've complained that it's not quite clear, but it actually looks on the price list as if it's £19.80. But it is actually £1,980 for a cocktail. It's got real gold leaf in it. It's got like 100-year-old whiskey, all sorts of weird stuff. So she's going to need a bodyguard because
when she goes home.
She's going
to need a good drink.
She's going to need a good drink. She's going to need a good drink when she goes home. The $19,000. That's just a 19,000 pound cocktail. That is the dumbest thing in the world. I can't really say that because we have scotch that in bottles that cost that, but at least
That's not the dumbest.
Yeah.
We don't even have idea how dumb this world can be. By the way, talking about bodyguards, I have been watching the last 3 days a series that is called Fauda. I don't know if you heard about it.
And I've seen it on Netflix, but I haven't watched it.
It's on Netflix. Look, this is about what's going on in Gaza, in Palestine, Israel, because it's about undercover, Israeli, soldiers or undercover, and they are operating in West Bank usually. And the main character, who is actually the leading actor and producer, was a bodyguard of Schwarzenegger.
Really?
Yeah, for a time.
Very cool.
This series is really, really good to watch because you can see, in a way, both. It's an Israeli series, so it's showing mainly from this point, but it's showing a lot about the other side also. And it's not that it's totally. It's showing the life of. They're talking in Arabic, they're talking in Jewish, and it's really, really interesting. Really interesting. Some things that we are watching on TV, reading on the news, are shown there, like that, and it impressed me really. First of all, it's really, really good series, and I read also about it that it's in top 5 Netflix shows in the Arabic world.
Okay.
Well, sure, because I think they want to see what's going on unbiased.
Well, and I read also that Hamas, because the show became very popular, Hamas created their own, series from their point of view. Yes,
it's a serious war.
well,
No,
the
it's a
shows
propaganda. It's a
and,
propaganda war, my friend, and
Yeah,
that's
of
and they
course,
were
of
and there
course.
was a show I watched the other day that was showing Hamas's through I think it's either Iran or Iraq. I forget. I think it's Iran. Their social media campaign. I mean, they're trying to turn the world against Israel on this. And here in the States, when you have people, college students that don't know anything and they're protesting, or they're like there's hostages and they're tearing pictures down, or somebody died. So their campaign for the stupid people is working great. The problem is that there are more smart people than stupid people. So I think for Hamas, they may have a few issues, but I think people are realizing.
May I, before you close down the show, I see
You're fine.
The clock is
We can unclose it.
Yeah. I want hereby I state my full name and everything. I will be as Adam. It's a marvelous business idea. We will maybe all four of us contact at least me. I will be your bodyguard online.
Yeah,
I like it.
You are
There
wearing glasses, and I can see everything where you're going and everything. Not behind, but that's not. Come on, let's be reasonable. People you meet, and only $2,600
Only $29.99. So it's less than
Hey, no,
2,000
no.
euro a
Bargain.
month.
Buy now.
Buy now.
Yeah,
Don't
well,
forget.
You
Before
can buy
we
our
go-
merch, we could buy our merch, which is even cheaper. But there you go.
There you go. But before
Oh,
we
man.
go, before we go, if you are a
Before we go.
social media maven or an advertising person and you want to come work for 2OF Entertainment, reach out to us. We're hiring people to start selling advertising because our show has got to the point, not just this show, but all our shows and our channel has got to the point where we have real subscribers and real this and real that, real members. So if you'd like to come work for us, drop us a note. If you can't figure out how to get a hold of us, you probably don't want to work for us. You probably don't want to know what you're doing. Don't forget to check out our merch. They've got baseball caps, which I actually have one, which is awesome. Sweatshirts and t-shirts for the people that live in cold places. We have luggage and shoes, and oh my God, we've got tons of stuff. We're better than any department store.
And
We're better than Amazon.
Bodyguards.
We got digital bodyguards coming soon. Yep, digital bodyguards will be coming soon. And we appreciate you watching No Snobs or Knobs. Adam, thank you for joining us. Adam will be back.
Thanks, Adam.
So this is going to be this is Saturday.
We have
so on Monday,
to
Adam will be live on Monday.
Live and alive.
Live and alive on Monday, and we'll be back next Saturday. So don't forget to subscribe and like, and thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. See you later, guys. Dave, take us home.
Bye.